Back with another one. Oh my God. I'm so excited to be talking to you guys today about this episode. And I want to tell you about the idea of providing good energy. And I had a very good experience and um, kind of doing my last video of this. So if you're tuned in, just know that I tried to do this video before and I was sitting up here talking to myself with no audio. So it's funny how life throws you some good energy. So just know that as the first disclaimer. But I want to say thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode. This episode of You Are My Brother is going to be featured around receiving good energy, positive energy in your life, and things that you can do to make sure that you're receiving the right energy. So before I get started and before we go into these topics, I want to say thank you guys so much for allowing this community to start and listening to these videos, tuning into these lives, so that way we can build a community and we can share our thoughts on ways that we can impact society, whether that be heavy topics or light topics. That's what this community is about. So I want to say thank you guys for all your support. Please feel free to share the button, share the video, to like the content. Feel free to subscribe. This is a community that is about us talking about issues that plague our communities and solutions that we can have going forward to make a better tomorrow. So before I get into that, I want to say thank you guys so much. Okay, so we're going to dive right into the first topic, which is going to be providing good energy. And pardon me as I sip my cup of coffee and energy flows into me, and then I can provide the good energy out to you guys. But I want to talk to you guys about the importance of receiving good energy every single day. So, and on this channel, we like to talk about small things that we do that can impact and have a large effect on our day. So, this morning I decided to get up and, open up the blinds. I could look outside. It's a lot of people outside walking around, fairly, the weather's all right. So, I opened up the blinds and I stepped outside and you could hear the birds chirping. And in my mind, it just created a good effect in my mind about receiving good energy, right? So this is what I was able to do here today. And I decided to go for a walk and walk my dog and was out there for a little while. And, I started seeing a few brothers, seeing a few sisters and say hello this morning. How are you guys doing? And, putting smiles on their face. Oh, I'm all right. And you see people on their way to work or on their way to the coffee shop or just going about taking kids to school, whatever have you, if your school is still open. So I received a little bit of good energy there. But more specifically, I want to talk about an instance that happened yesterday. So yesterday, due to the times we're living in, some people are feeling like they're at home locked down. I'm over here in the United States. I don't know where you guys are throughout the world, but please let me know, no matter where you guys are in the world, where you're tuning in from. But I decided it was a fairly nice day. I decided to get on my bike and ride over to my friend's house, some friends I haven't seen in a while. It's been about 2 months. And, like I said, I know some people are feeling like they've just been locked down in the house, or maybe you have the ability to go out and hang out with your friends and everything is normal where you are. But some of us are just not living like that, right? So I decided to go out and see my friends. And I want to tell you about some good feedback that I got. So rode my bike over there, knocked on my friend's house. They open the doors, my friend and his cousin sitting up there. And they say, "Oh man, I see you got the bike out today." And I was like, "Yeah, the weather's fairly nice. Bike's been, kind of locked down because we've really been in the winter season over here." And he said, "Man, that's good. That's good. You're getting your bike ready for the summer." And I said, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." So I go upstairs and I just hadn't seen my friends in a long time. And it's so good to see your friends too, if you haven't seen them in a while, especially those you haven't seen in a while, just to provide that good energy and, let your friends know. And it started off by him just saying, "It's good to see you on your bike," right? Just simple things like that made my face smile, gave my brother some dap, gave him a hug. Haven't seen him in a while. So then I get upstairs and then we're talking. And things start off with simple conversations like, "Hey, how I asked him, I said, 'Hey, how's your day going?' He's like, 'Yeah, man, everything's going good, man. I haven't seen you in a while. What have you been up to?' And that's just what I'm telling him. So he responded. He told me that this is actually one of my friends that I know. He's a good brother, and he told me that he's doing teaching now. And this brother, he's been working in sales jobs for a long time, and working out there, just trying to make ends meet, mainly in the retail sector. But he said, I want to be able to teach something. I'm like, okay, so tell me what you're teaching. And he's like, man, I'm teaching like children about information technology and talking about apps. And I said, man, that's fantastic. I didn't even know you know how to do that. I knew that he knows some stuff about computers. And he said, man, nah, man, over the last month, I've just been teaching myself how to do it. He said, man, I just started reading up on information and watching videos. And I said, man, that is great just to hear that you're doing something that you want to do that you didn't even know that you could do because you got so much information out here nowadays. So it's the importance of him wanting to do this, figuring out how to do it, studying up on his craft, something simple. He's teaching kids. He has no teaching license, but he just learned how to teach himself how to do it. And I just told him, I said, man, that's fantastic to hear. Are you happy doing it? And he said, absolutely, man, I love it. And, it's a grind. So I said to myself, man, that's fantastic, right? So then my other friend, he's there, and I'm like, man, what have you been up to? He's like, oh, man, I just been working. I've been doing the same thing, teaching kids about, he's much more of an expert coder, but he teaches people and adults how to do things. And I must say that it was just fantastic being there with them because they're providing skills to people who want to inquire about them and teaching people how to do things, man. So not only did I receive the good energy when I was first even greeted by them, and then now I'm hearing about the good energy and I'm providing that good support to them. So, we just, everybody's buzzing and everybody's feeling good. And then they turn around and ask me about what have I been doing. And I basically explained to them, like, I've been really wanting to take some time, and I've been in corporate America so much of my life. And let me know if you guys have been in corporate America for so long in your life, but you maybe want to do something else now. You want to, have an impact doing something else that maybe make you a little bit more happier, if you will. So I told him, I said, yeah, what I'm doing is I'm trying to build this community that's full of activism, but also things that impact our community as African diasporans or as Black people living over here in America, but not only just focusing on Black people, Hispanic people, Asian people, Indian people, people all over the world, and even people who are white that agree with the talking points on this channel. So if you're new, I'm just going to let you know a little bit about who we are. We are a community that's about education reform, ending systemic racism, uplifting each other, providing good spirited energy to Black and brown communities specifically, but all communities really. But it's really mainly focused around African issues or African American issues. So we talk about Black ownership, Latin American ownership, things of that nature. So, I told him I was building this community of people who want to have their voice heard so that way we can be able to tell our own stories. And he said, man, you know what? That's fantastic, bro. And I said, oh man, that's good. Thank you for the feedback. But then he also said, let me know what your channel is so that way I can subscribe to you and I can tell other people about you. And I was like, oh man, I'm just getting this thing started, but I would love your feedback. And it just lit my face up on fire just to receive that good energy from him. And I thought that that was pretty strong. So my point being there is that not only did my day start in receiving energy early in the morning from when I'm just going outside and doing something simple just by stepping outside, but also decided to go see some friends I haven't seen in a while and give them good energy, but also receive good energy back. So that's really what I wanted to talk to you guys about there at the first topic. The second topic that I really want to talk about is mental health breaks. Now, I'm not talking about mental health overall, because mental health is a very strong topic to talk about. I'm talking about mental health on a more level that can be controlled on a day-to-day basis that affects all of us. So, what do I really mean by that? I really mean that since we've been living in this time, this virtual world or lockdown world or restricted world or, experience or this world of loss that everybody has been experiencing in some form or the other throughout the last year, or, it's been tough on a lot of people. Um, And I wanted to talk about mental health, things that we can control, because things affect us every single day and we have no idea of how they affect us. So think about something like you just getting up in the morning. I know some of you guys wake up in the morning, you got 5 minutes to shower or 10 minutes to shower before you're out the door for work. Other people are trying to get ready for school, things like that in the morning. So there's a lot of different things that really control our day. Or you're just working from at home and you're just kind of restricted to working from at home and not being able to do what you used to do. So, how do I handle this? And a lot of people are dealing with these issues right now. What I've found, and what's really been working for me is something simple. I want to be able to share it with you guys. Is that I haven't always been the most healthiest of people in my life, or a person in my life rather. Can't talk this morning, but I've come from a family where my family, we like to eat. We like to eat. As they say. But my mom's side of the family, I like to eat. My dad's side of the family, everybody likes to eat, right? But my dad has been really more health conscious mostly in my life. And point being, there is I'm not the most healthiest of people. I can eat fast food and then I'll just go grab a salad. So I try to have some kind of balance. But the point being that I'm trying to make here is that I decided to try something different lately, and that's just going on walks. That's what I find myself doing. I wake up in the morning because I'm a dog owner. So, if you guys own pets out there, you know that there's some responsibility involved when you have an animal or you have a pet or a dog specifically. So I have to wake up in the morning, go walk my dog. And people always ask me, man, you like walking your dog? But I have a different answer for them. For years, I've always said, man, it's just a responsibility that you have to do is go walk your dog. But now I'm finding that I'm walking and the dog's just adjacent with me because the walk is really not, it's for the dog, but it's really for me when I really think about it, right? So I get up out there and I walk my dog for about 30 minutes and I'm out there just walking. And I find myself, being able to receive good energy by stretching my legs and stretching my feet and walking anywhere. So, I want to talk to you guys about the importance of what I found has really been working for me and see if it works for you guys. So, what I've been doing now is I go out and walk the dog for about maybe 30 minutes. Or if I'm at home working and doing what I need to do to try to make ends meet, I try to find time just to go on a 10 or 15-minute walk and just start there. It doesn't have to be grand. I know some of you guys like to go to gyms. If you have the ability to go to the gym, that's great, but if you come from a community where you don't have access to a gym, you don't want to go to a gym, you don't have the finances to go to a gym, there's a lot of different things that you can do. For instance, you could just step outside of your house, go walk around the corner, start with something small, progress to something bigger if you choose to. I also have the ability to maybe walk to a grocery store for about maybe 15 to 20-minute walk. And it's about 15 to 20-minute walk. And I just start trying to do that. And it's really been serving me a good purpose because at the end of the day, sometimes your mental health, your stress level is conducive with your health level sometimes, and the things you're able to put up with, the things you're able to cope with. And I find just taking a 15-minute walk can really free your mind in this case. So I wanted to talk to you guys about that. Also, I find myself riding my bike. For some reason, riding my bike and just going outside and riding my bike, it allows me just to clear my mind. And I've been finding a lot of good energy in there just by freeing my mind, clearing my mental space to prepare for the day. So that's just things that I find that work for me. Please let me know out there what works for you guys. I want this to be a community where we share ideas of what's working for you guys from a health standpoint. Um, if you have the ability, and I know some of you live in communities to where everybody may get a car and just drive to the grocery store, but one thing you can try is say if that grocery store is about maybe 15 or 20 minutes away from you, just try to walk it one day. Obviously, this is a day that maybe you don't want to buy a whole bunch of items, but see if you can do it. Point being is that you got to start somewhere. And my point, like I was making earlier, is I'm not the most healthiest of people, but I started just by walking my dog for 5 minutes, now taking my dog for 15 minutes, now taking my dog for 30 minutes, or just start walking one block. Then you up it to maybe 3 blocks. If you walk for 10 minutes, try 15 minutes. It doesn't have to be something grand. I think a lot of people think that they always have to do something big. But what I find is that the small steps lead us to the right direction. So it's the importance of having that mental health break, but also just being able to stretch your legs and stretch your mind. And I think that's one of the things that I find works for me. So let me know what works for you guys, because that's really going to be important as we go through this. The next point I want to talk about is the fact that we just keep spreading love. And I must say, thank you out there for all the content that we're now starting to see, because people are having access to things. And I'm looking up and I'm seeing, Black people support each other, brown people supporting each other, Asian people support each other, but also supporting each other in different ways. That could be just by saying hello. That could be just by giving each other a hug. That could be just by helping somebody with a grocery, something real simple. And I see so much of that. And it really doesn't come out in the news too much. When I look at the news nowadays, I get a little horrified by what I see, because things are always perpetrated like we don't do this or these people don't do this. And it's so far from the truth that when I go outside, yeah, some people may be struggling some days and not able to spread as much love as they would like to. Yeah, that stuff happens. But for overall, everybody spreads love, and we're going to keep doing that. And I just want to say thank you out there to everybody that just keeps pushing this idea that we need to spread love each and every day, no matter what it is. It could be something small. I mean, I told you I walked to the corner store this morning, and just got an item in the corner store. But I like seeing that brother's face, like, hey man, how you doing, man? I was like, yeah man, I'm doing good. How's your morning going? Says, yeah. Then I ask him, how's his morning going? So little things like that, spreading that love, that good energy, walking around, taking mental health breaks, but then also keep spreading love and encouragement to each other, because that's what this family is about. So I just wanted to touch upon that nugget right there with you. I think the next episode I'm going to do has to be about creating our own story. So I just wanted to bring you guys this quick video. Hope that you love it. Hope that you share the content. Please feel free to like it, subscribe to the channel, so that way we can grow this community. But more so important than that, it helps our brothers and our sisters be able to connect all around the world. So thank you guys so much. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one.